Ezra should be good to go. Yes.
Anybody else? Josh?
Josh is good. Tyson, guys that showed up on the report. Obviously this time of year, guys are going to be banged up, but the ones that have shown up have practiced this week. It should be good for the game.
You anticipate calling up Keelan Robinson?
It's been discussed. We'd have to make a roster move, obviously, to do it. It's just hard this late in the week, but it'll be a conversation to have, yes.
Will Mason have a chance to go this week?
He'll have an opportunity, but I don't know if he'll be up. If that makes sense. We gotta, we'll make the final determination, later today after practice.
What did you see out of Mac this week? Obviously, last week a little unusual because of the up in the air status of Trevor or whatever. And this week, finally gets the first game out of the way type thing.
Yeah.
7-1.
Same Mac. I mean, a lot of confidence. He really embraced this week, this challenge, what he's going to face, Sunday. Continues to lead the guys, to lead the offense. He had a good day yesterday, really last 2 days. Obviously, I'm sure, I think I talked to you guys Wednesday, but I'm sure, he wants to rebound, obviously, from the end of the game last week, and put his best foot forward. But again, he's got a ton of confidence. We got a ton of confidence in him. Guys around him do. He's had a good week.
You have a better feel for what he's comfortable with and what he can do and do well after seeing him in game action for the first time last week.
Sure.
Is your first priority this weekend is staying turnover free, because these guys get a lot of takeaways, and which obviously adds to their point total as well.
Yeah, they're obviously very opportunistic when it comes to the takeaways, and they got an explosive offense. So those two, it's a dangerous combination. So yeah, we've got to make sure that we can't, and don't turn the ball over, and then we've got to try to create, obviously some takeaways if you can. It just helps, and it's just one more possession that they don't have and we get. So that's got to be a point of emphasis a little bit this week.
A couple of guys said they've seen some of the locker room buying in more over the past couple of weeks. Are you seeing the same thing?
Did they say specifically what they bought into?
They were already bought in, but they're kind of leaning in more to what you guys are preaching and what you want them to do out on the practice field and on the game field.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen it all season, and I think it comes with playing together, coaching together, working together. Obviously, going through this is a tough stretch, that we've been through, beginning, last season to now. I mean, it's but again, this group hangs together. They hang tough, confidence in each other, and that's really what it takes in order to get yourself out of these, situations.
You've been in enough locker rooms as a player and coach now to kind of get a vibe for these things. Well, what is it that allows you think a team to stay connected, still grind when they're getting no results that they want on a week-to-week basis?
That's a tough thing in the kind of the sports world today in general, across all sporting events and sporting teams. I mean, teams that go through slumps or defeats and things like that. Sometimes it is hard. It's hard. They feel defeated, right? Whatever team they're on, they feel defeated. And as a player, I've been on teams where once it goes sour, it just continues to go that way, and it's like, okay, let's just get ready for the off season, But I tell you what, this team, you don't see that with this team. And I think it's a credit to the leadership of this group. They're pulling the young guys along, and you're seeing, better practices, better performances, studying their game plan. You're seeing all that kind of stuff still today, which is a credit. It's just a big time credit to the guys in the locker room, and it's what you got. You have to have that, right? In order to pull yourself out of this, you have to have that type of leadership and close, a close group even when you're not getting the results you want.
Yeah, do you think a lot of that has to do, you basically got a veteran at every position, little grouping, from special teams to the line to the linebacker, you've got a veteran almost everywhere.
Yeah,
Just-
that, and I lean on, that leadership council I visit with on Wednesdays. I think visiting with those guys, giving them a message, and then they go and spread it to the team, and they're, just to your point, to their rooms, is big.
I know you said it earlier in the week, Press said it, Max said it, the emphasis of getting Brian more involved. Is that something that the game just has to dictate, or is it something that you can try to find ways to get him into rhythm earlier in the game?
No, I think it's both. It's both, but I think early is better than late, right? If it's not happening, it's just like you can't force it. So it's got to be earlier in the game, and something you gotta consciously each week, just say, hey, we've got to try to get the ball to BT, to Evan, whoever those are going to be, and then but it is harder once the game starts, and you can't just force it, right? It's harder that way.
Seems like everybody's good.